Welcome to Heartland for Children's Let's Talk About It podcast, where we provide education and resources for family matters in Polk, Highlands, and Hardy counties. We're so glad that you've joined us. So now, let's talk about it.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Heartland for Children's Let's Talk About It. Today I have some really great guests with me who will be talking about our Transitional Age Youth Services Program. And we have Davonte with us and Marie, and I'll give them an opportunity to introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about their positions as peer mentors. So welcome to the show, guys. I'm happy to have you.
Hello.
Thank you.
My name is Davonte Smith. I work with Heartland for Children, a part of the Tays department as a peer mentor.
Okay. Welcome, Davonte.
Hi, I'm Maria Gutierrez. I work with the Tays department. I am a peer mentor.
Okay. Well, I'm so happy to have you guys both with us. Tell us a little bit about what Tays is and your role there.
Okay, so to sum up Tays, I would say it stands for Transitional Age Youth Services.
Okay.
And my role, I feel as if I'm an advocate or a voice for our young youth, also a support system for our youth as well, from the age of 13 to 22 or even 23 as well. I feel like I'm that.
You're that guy.
Yeah,
okay.
That guy.
Okay, I like it. Maria?
Yes, Davonte said it very well. We just want to show the young adults or the young youth support and to show them that they do have a voice and they can speak out.
Okay, so I noticed that your title is peer mentor. That means that, you've also kind of experienced some of the things that they have. So tell us a little bit about your journey and how you got to where you are now.
Well, to start, I did enter the foster care system when I was 14 years old. Exited at 16 years old, and after I had left my group home, I kind of felt as if I had learned a lot about myself. I had a sort of compassion for the youth that were there. Some of their stories kind of touched me a little, and from age 16 to 17, I was trying to find a way to give back in a sort. I would say at age 20, I was able to go work with the group home that I lived in, and we went to a Tays Yak meeting, and the job was offered for all of our youth that were in care, and I decided to step out there. Let me see what it's about, and I've been here for about 3 or 4 months, and I feel great helping out our young guys and girls out there.
Wow. Davonte, it sounds like you have a passion for just giving back. Absolutely. And for you to be 16 or 17 years old, trying to just really think about the future and how you could give back the group home. What was it about that group home that made you say, I want to be somebody who could give back to the youth who are here, since I was once here? I
would say the staff. A lot of the staff there taught me a lot about myself, about wanting to be a leader, and a lot of great qualities they passed on to me of wanting to help. And I just like helping in general. So I would say that's what I would say.
Isn't it so important for our youth to have people in their lives that really help to motivate them and they look up to? So that's wonderful to hear. Mm-hmm. Maria, tell us a little bit about your journey.
Hi, yes. So I got into care whenever I was 15. I struggled a little bit with school. I wasn't going down the right path. I ended up getting pregnant whenever I was 16, had my son whenever I was 16. I changed my life around. I graduated. It was a very hard journey, but I just wanted to be successful for my son and to say that I did it. Went to live with my sister. My sister left to the Navy, and I kind of had to step up. So my case manager, she helped me find an apartment. And living with my son, my case manager helped me find an apartment for me and my son. My case manager actually told me about this job, and I just I didn't have that support growing up unless it was from my sister or my case manager. So I didn't really have a voice growing up. So I just want to show the young adults or show the young youth that they do have a voice and they do have support.
That's wonderful. It sounds like you are motivated by your son and just your own life experiences to try to help others. Yes. So that's wonderful to hear. Tell us a little bit about, since you've been in this role, how you've been able to do that.
I actually get the young youth in contact with who they need to, like food assistance. I help them with food assistance. We go out to the group homes. We see the young youth. We just talk to them. We have YAC meetings. We also do call the 18 through 23. We call them via phone. Just to know that they have that support and get them with the resources that they need.
Okay. Well, I've heard both you and Davonte refer to YAC meetings. What is that?
Yes, it's a Youth Advisory Council. Yes. And basically we have the group homes come out. We sit there, talk. Every third month we have a activity. We went to Family Fun Center, and we have all the group homes come out to voice their opinions, and we take it to our director, and then we also voice their opinions in our state meetings, OVI, One Voice Impacts.
Okay. So it sounds like y'all have a lot of stuff going on. So you have the Youth Advisory Council, where you guys get together with all the kids who live in group homes, give them an opportunity to have a fun activity, and then you also kind of hear some of the challenges that they are identifying that they're facing and some of the success. Once you gather that information, you bring it back here to Heartland, and then you'll have an opportunity to say it again on the statewide meeting.
Yes.
Which is wonderful. Does the youth feel empowered when they hear that there's so much going into hearing them and their concerns and their challenges?
Yes, they absolutely do. Sometimes we'll get one of the youths on the call, and they can sit in on the call with the state.
Wonderful. Do you see that when a child has an opportunity, or a youth or a young adult have an opportunity to express themselves, Davonte, that their change of behavior kind of comes along with that?
Yeah. I feel as if they feel important in a sense, and also to change around their behavior if they're struggling. Kind of put them in a leader role almost, as if make them want to lead younger people or just take control of their life and move it in the direction that they want to move it in. So I feel like once you make them feel important, they can make the jump to adulthood for sure.
And that's wonderful to hear. And so as peer mentors, you guys have a lot of interactions with the youth. And a part of that interaction is just being able to kind of be relatable with them from your life experiences. But what are some fun things about you that the youth kind of really enjoy as well?
Personally, I like to play basketball, and I rap sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes, a little bit into music. And I like to fish. Sometimes they like to ask me about, what did you catch this weekend? And stuff like that. So I feel like they ask me questions on that.
Cool. Sounds like a lot of fun things that you can connect with the youth. Rapping is always a great way of getting your emotions out there and expressing yourself. And then fishing is very mellow, so I love it. Maria, what about you?
Yes, being a teen mom, I know we have a lot of teen moms in the system, and I can relate and I can give them advice on how to go about that. With my time, I really like watching movies, spending time with my son, going out to different places. I like to visit different places to do like a little adventure with my son.
Okay. And how old is your son now?
He will be 5 in December.
5 in December.
Yes.
Wow. So as a young adult, someone who had a child while being in the system, tell me a little bit about what that kind of looked like for you. Were there any challenges that you felt that some of the youth may be experiencing now that you're able to kind of walk them through?
Yes. So the challenges that I had was going to school and having him in daycare, or transportation was my biggest challenge, because at the time I didn't have a car,
right,
and I didn't have a license, and I had to depend on whoever I was staying with, like the group homes that I was staying with. And a big struggle that I had was from jumping group home to group home. They didn't know that, like, I'm in care, but my son's in my care.
Mm-hmm.
So I really had a big struggle with that. Them thinking that my son was in care when he was actually in my care. So yeah, that was...
Yeah. And so that's really interesting, because you have an opportunity to kind of have those conversations with youth that are in similar circumstances, to let them know, hey, I understand how this goes. Let me help you kind of navigate these channels. Is that part of your job duties as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wonderful. So tell us a little bit more about kind of Davonte. I heard you guys say you call the youth 18 to 23. What are those conversations about?
Most of the time, the calls are just, we're calling to check on you. So if I were to call you, you're in care, is, hey, how are you doing? You all right? Okay, that's good. Is there anything that's bothering you, concerning you right now? Whether are you eating? You got a house? You got lights? You got water? Are you able to take care of yourself? And if they say, oh, well, my lights are about to get turned off, I really could use some help, I radio these things up to my housing specialist or to my program manager, and we get those things taken care of.
That's really great, because whether you're in care or not, you all want someone who can call and say, how are you today? And so when they have that availability and someone who's really looking out for them, that really makes a difference. Maria, do you think that your age plays a factor in their ability to tell you the truth and be honest with you, because they feel like you're more relatable?
Yes, I definitely agree, especially since we lived in care. We can kind of relate, and they open up more.
Yeah. Because it's a little different when you're talking to somebody older than you, as opposed to somebody who really just kind of came out of the same circumstances. Right. So what are some success things that you've heard the kids say since you've been engaging with them?
I had a few young youths graduate from college this year.
Wow.
Yes, we're so proud of them. I help get them entwined with, like, food stamps. So now they're not using their PES money or the stipend that they get each month and use that on food.
Wow. So helping them navigate channels.
Yes.
So y'all are giving them a lot of different community resources to kind of help them navigate and be able to be smart with their money and spending. Do you teach them about budgeting and life skills and those kind of things?
Absolutely. I'm always willing to lend a helping hand to any of the youth that have that are looking for help with budgeting or just wanting to help in the community in general. As a young guy myself, I'm just moving to my first apartment, and I'm learning how to budget as we speak. I'm learning how to, okay, I need to put this aside for this, or I got to get food this week, or whatever. So me learning, I'm able to also help our youth as well whenever they call about budgeting, or, hey, I want to give back. Okay, well, I have some resources. You got food pantries and group homes, and so.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Because you're living it right now, right? You're trying to figure it out. We all are. I think we all are trying to figure out the budgeting thing. So, Davonte, tell us a little bit about your experience working at group home and your experience as a peer mentor. Do you think that helps you kind of be able to really relate with the youth better?
Absolutely. Working at the group home it's more, I would say, emotionally demanding, to where I can kind of just be level and speak with the kids just in general and relate to them. The peer mentor side comes in, and where they ask me, Davonte, what happens when I leave here? Like, what's gonna happen? I'm able to give them some type of preview or like a prediction, and give them like a rundown of what happens after they leave, and it puts a lot of them at ease. A lot of our older youth are like, hey, is there anything that can help me get a job, or is there a way I'm able to make money? And I'm able to describe these programs to them, and they're at ease.
I love that, because with so many people having anxiety and mental health issues, the ability to speak to someone and be able to be put at ease, like you put it, by just knowing what the next steps are is so important for all of us, especially our youth in care. So what are some other challenges that you may see, or resources that you identify that we need to make sure that our youth are getting access to?
I would definitely say any of our youth that are in foster homes or in group homes, I feel like they should be, at least our older ones, should be prepared for like life. So knowing how to pay your bills and knowing, okay, this is due at this time, I need to pay this, because if you don't know these things, it can set you back in being an adult. So I know that's something I feel like they should be taught, or something that we should really add. But something that does really help them is making sure that we have our connections with food stamps, so we're able to make sure they're eating. We want to make sure they're okay, first of all, before we even think about some money.
Yeah.
We want to make sure they're all right.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a great resource for us, food stamp area. Just get us in there and help them out. I feel like that works good.
And I heard Maria talk about food stamps and assistance to make sure that they're, able to budget appropriately. But you guys have 3 programs that they could also get involved in. You want to tell us a little bit about those 3 programs?
Yes, we have extended foster care. After they age out 18, they go into extended foster care. Say they haven't finished high school yet, they'll be placed into extended foster care, and they'll get a $200 stipend. And if you're a teen mom, you would get an extra $100 for your child. We have PES, Post Educational Secondary Services. That's where they get $17.20. They can attend a technical college. They can go to college, any public college, and they'll receive that.
Okay.
And then we have aftercare. Say like they finished high school and they want to get into PES and they want to go to college, but school doesn't start until next term. They can go into aftercare, and we'll help pay their bills if they're needed help with that.
Okay. And how long are they able to participate in, let's say, PES?
PES is until you're 23.
23. Okay. And what about the other programs?
I believe all of our programs are until you're 23.
So it sounds like you guys have 3 amazing programs that transitional age youth could participate in. Until what age are they able to benefit from these programs?
EFC is up until the age of 21. PES is up until you're 23, and aftercare is until 23. Yes. But the young youth can still go to school and participate in getting their master's, a trade certificate until they're 28.
Wonderful. Okay, so it sounds like there's a lot going on with the Tays department. Is there anybody else who you guys work with on a daily basis to kind of help make this program a success?
We do have a housing specialist, our wonderful housing specialist, Miss Priscilla. She is always working with getting our youth housing, or even bringing in new housing. I feel like she does a really great job. We also have our program manager, Miss Markina Butts Fisher. She's a wonderful program manager, making sure we're on top of everything, and she's working super hard all the time. So
okay.
Yeah, those are some people.
Well, it sounds like you have a great team on the inside. Is there any opportunity for us to be involved and volunteer?
Absolutely. You can always volunteer your time, or if you have any resources that you feel like we could use, you could always give us a call or reach us via email, and we definitely could use any help we can get for our young youth. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So, Davonte, I heard you say you just recently moved into your own place. Maria, I know you have a son and you're just kind of making it happen as a mom. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years?
In the next 5 to 10 years, if I'm not at Heartland, I would like to open up a foster home. I think that's where I want to be at. I want to be able to help the youth on a larger scale, which this is big, but I want to be on a whole nother level.
Okay.
That's where I want to be at in the next 5 to 10.
In the next 5 to 10 years, if I'm not working at Heartland, which I hope I am because we have a great team, I want to give back to the community.
Okay. Well, great. You have an opportunity to do that right now because there's lots of programs that you are already involved in that you give back every day to. I know you guys are peer mentors and you've had lived experiences. What are just some words that you want to say to the youth who may be watching this who may not have an opportunity to connect with you because they're in a different area, to encourage them as they go on their journey?
I would say to you, young youth, right? Keep on going. It might be hard right now, but the hard part will be over soon, and then it get easy. I promise. That's what I got for you.
And I would like to say we are always here for you. You can always reach out. We have many resources that we can provide you with. Just reach out and we're here.
You know, I just want to say how proud I am of the both of you. Y'all are young, right? And you guys have such a solid head on your shoulders, a heart for giving back, determination and resiliency. And I just commend y'all on going this far and wanting to go further on to help and still pour into the community and into the youth. So we are looking forward to seeing great things from both of you. Your foster home, your community outreach program that you're going to develop while still working at Heartland, both of you, because we don't want to lose you. But we just want to let you guys know we're super proud of you, and we are lucky to have both of you as peer mentors at Heartland for Children. And we know that the youth are happy to have you guys as well. So thank you so much for all the work that you do and for the connection that you give to our youth with someone who they can look up to.
Thank you.
No problem. Hi, my name is Davonte, and I want you to know that October is Foster Youth Voice Month. And I feel like you should know that this month is so important because myself, right, I was in care, and I want my voice to be heard, and I feel like our youth need that. The reason it's important to listen to our young youth are so that we can make our foster care system better.
Foster Youth Awareness Month is very important because our children are our future and our voice. So we need to learn to tap into the thoughts, feelings, and expressions that they have to make a better world for our youth.
This month is important to me because as a former foster youth, our voices can cause a difference within the system.
Hi, I'm Markina Butts-Fisher, Transition Age Youth Services Program Manager. October is Foster Youth Voice Month. Let your voice be heard. We need to hear from you. That's how we make our system of care better, because your voice is our voice and our future.
Thank you for listening to Heartland for Children's Let's Talk About It podcast. There is a great need for foster families who are willing to open their hearts and homes to teens, sibling groups, and children with special needs. To learn more, check out the description for resources or visit heartlandforchildren.org.